Hello and welcome to episode 60 of the Championship Rounds podcast. Um, we'll start this week. Um, I don't know what to say really. Another tragic loss of life in the sport of boxing. Mike McCallum passed over the weekend. Three division world champion. Um, just a legend of the sport. Tony fights, the Jones fight, like Julian Jackson, like Don Curry. There's so many like names that he fought. One of the most underappreciated fighters, I think. And yeah, just a legend of the sport. So yeah, R.I.P. to the Body Snatcher. But we'll move on. The show must go on, and we'll start in Vegas on Saturday night. Caleb Plant loses a split decision that had no right being a split decision to Jose Resendiz. I think Plant probably won three of the first four, from what I remember scoring it. Like he probably won, probably three of the first four. And then on my card, he didn't win another round. Got buzzed quite badly in the sixth, and yeah, just he looks like a very old, just a very shop-worn fighter who's been through a lot, to be honest.
I didn't score it, but watching it, I was like, after four, he just got hammered on the rest of the fight. Like, it's like he didn't win another half of a round after that, to be honest.
Yeah, like he just got beat up.
It was kind of pitiful. And his chin, man.
Look,
It's not
look, like
good.
the warning signs were there with McCumbee. McCumbee's not a great fighter. He's not that good. And Plant got hurt by him and dropped by him, and the warning signs were there.
And it's like in this fight, he tried to like recreate the derailed knockout or something. He just keeps spamming this like drop to the side left hook like over and over and over again. Like sometimes it landed, but like you can't just keep doing it. I think it's gonna stop a front foot Mexican fighter. Like it's not gonna. It doesn't matter.
Like, look, he can't fight how he used to fight, and he couldn't beat Resendiz fighting how he does. Like, you can like stick it on and fight someone like Trevor McCombie on the inside, but against Resendiz, it's not gonna work. Like they kept like earlier in the fight, they just kept saying, "Oh yeah, his lateral movement is still there." Like it's not there. He's just standing in front of him, moving around in a circle. There's not lateral movement, at least for Caleb Plant. Like he like stick and moves, like actually moves around the ring. Like that's what he's done all the time, and he can't do it. His legs aren't there. And like he's good. Like he can fight on the inside, but he just doesn't really. He just doesn't really have it, to be honest.
About mentioning that he could probably pick up the fragments of Canelo's vacant titles, I don't really believe that anymore.
Like the division isn't the best.
No, but even with that, I don't think he can do it again. His defense is too in between. His offense has just been cut in half, and I don't see it anymore.
Like it's the stuff that he's been getting away with, like earlier in his career, when he could fight his actual style, is catching up. Well, it's caught up. Like pretty much. Like the backing up in straight lines. I mean, that's how he got dropped by McCombie. I mean, like he doesn't have great stamina, does he? But like he used to win enough rounds where if it got shaky at the end, which it even did against inarguably his best performance against Dukagi, Like he's won enough rounds, and like
It didn't really matter at that point.
yeah, and he could take a punch better.
You know,
At
now
that
he
point.
can't. He just can't take it. And look how many fights in a row he's been hurt or dropped to.
Like he's getting timed in between like these big punches that he's throwing, but he used to just let his hands go in combinations, and like he's not a puncher.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. The derail knockout really kind of, I don't know how to phrase it, like made him think he could just chin somebody. Like he can, obviously he did it, but just everybody.
That's the type of stuff that prospects get when they chin a few journeymen. Like it shouldn't be happening to a seasoned professional like that. Like I just think he's old. I think he's only 32, but he's had a long career, and I don't know, taking Canelo and Benavidez, they were only about a year and a bit apart, weren't they? Maybe 18 months apart. Those two fights, and like he's got a lot of punishment in both, and I just think he's had a long career. He took punishment in the McCallum fight, and I just think he's still obviously got ability, and he's still a decent level, but a lot of it slipped, man, and he can't move. And maybe when he was getting tired in the say ninth, 10th round before, he's getting tired in the 6th or 7th round now, and it's just like it's slowly slipping, and you can see it. And yeah, I didn't give Resendiz much of a chance, but like that was a very, very poor Caleb Plant, I thought.
Poor is generous. That was kind of disgusting.
Like I gave Resendiz a chance just because. I mean, I don't care if Plant's legs are not there. Like if he couldn't box, Resendiz had a chance. Like, not because Caleb Plant can't fight on the inside. It's just because he doesn't have enough power to keep someone like Resendiz off, and he's gonna feel that power as well from Resendiz, which he did. And yeah, I mean, like he was finished after round 4 with all Resendiz. Like he was still landing some punches, but he was just
weren't doing anything.
like they were like survival punches, really.
Yeah.
Like he just couldn't do it. I mean, pretty much couldn't do it. It kind of got bad. Well, not kind of. He did get bad.
He did.
Really, it wasn't great. He was hurt like numerous times, like noticeably hurt.
Yeah. Like Resendiz didn't really have to do that much. It was sort of basic come forward and throw, which was disappointing from Plant. Like it was, I don't want to. Well, it was sort of quite easy for him. He didn't really have to think. He didn't really have to do anything extraordinary to just beat him up. Really, it was pretty basic tactics, like keep a tight guard, walk forward, and beat him up. And that's what he really has to do.
And when he was actually using it, he was out jabbing Caleb Plant, snapping his head back because like his jab is powerful. And Caleb Plant, I mean, he's kind of got one of those jabs where like he used to commit with it a lot, and now it's not really committing with it. I mean, he doesn't really land loads. I can't imagine his jab percentage is that high. Like, it's not going to keep these guys off you. It's not. And what happens is going to happen. You just need something to deter these type of fighters, like these tough Mexicans.
You need a jab like a certain other fighter on this card.
Yeah, just commit with a jab. I guess the problem is like Resendiz was landing some good counters. I mean, that was a really polished version of Resendiz. I didn't expect him to fight
Not
like
at
that.
his natural weight either.
Like so controlled. I mean, like he's fought at 168 quite well. I say 160. I mean, like lower, like 160s.
Like he needs like a 164 division. Because he's not a big super middleweight, but he's a big middleweight.
I mean, off that performance. I mean, you never
No,
know.
he could stay there. Really, he would get a pretty good opportunity at a title at either weight class instead of two of the worst
Well,
in boxing. But
I mean, he
because
could
boxing's
get.
stupid, he's not an interim champion.
Yeah, he's interim champion. Get upgraded.
God.
Well, I say
So,
upgraded.
so
I mean,
we've got a situation because boxing's so stupid. Resendiz is basically if Crawford beats Canelo and retires, Resendiz is now a super middleweight world champion.
Who had just been stopped by
Knocked out by Elijah
Garcia.
Garcia. See, boxing's stupid, isn't it? Yeah, boxing's so stupid.
Man.
And like, look, man, look, we said this before. We all stop trying to script the sport of boxing. Like, you had Plant and Charlo there, and like that's the fight they're trying to make, obviously. Next or whenever. Why don't you just make the fight? Because now look, now you got
There's no
Resendiz
need for a semi-final for two washed fighters. Man.
Yeah, let's be honest. Plant has just looked awful against Bakumbi, and Charlo's had one fight in 4 years coming in. I know they're against opponents they should beat, but they're, you know what I mean? Like, there's a chance they just fall off a cliff, and they're just not what they were. And I don't think Plant's fallen off the cliff, but he's gradually sort of deteriorating, and it's like. Yeah, admittedly, I thought Plant and Charlo would both win this fight, but they were stupid fights to take in the first place. Just make the fights that people want to see. Plant and Charlo was right there, and I don't even think people really want to see that fight. It's just so stupid. It's two mid-30s former champions that are past their best. Just make it.
It's not a fight that needs marinating. It's not going to get any bigger. Like, if those two win those fights, is the fight any bigger? No. No, because, well, Plant fought someone who got stopped by Elijah Garcia. And, well, Charlo fought someone called Cornflake. And that was such a bad matchup to make him against Cornflake.
Yeah. We'll move on to that fight. Just what's the point? What's the point, man? Cornflake looks scared. His feet were so much worse than I remember. I don't know. Like, what was the point in that fight?
He was there.
6 rounds.
Like, he was there for Charlotte to get a stoppage. Pretty much. And even then, it still took the doctor to do it, which is not a great look, considering you had him down 3 times. But can we blame? I don't know. Was that him? Or, I mean, he did say he wanted rounds, and it did look like it was just kind of just going through the motions. And
Yeah,
he probably would have. He probably would have stopped him in that round. I mean, he was getting bad. I mean, maybe they could have let him continue. Who knows? His face was a bit of a mess, but we think worse.
I think it was that and the knockdowns. It's like you can't really punch, and you're just getting battered. And I've got an excuse to stop it, and I'll just stop it, which is fair.
What it was, someone in the crowd got a call from Al Heyman, and then they spoke to the doctor and was like, "Hey, buddy, stop the fight now."
The worst thing about that was like as you say, like Charlo wasn't really. He looked disinterested in the fight. I'm not gonna lie. Like there are parts in rounds where he looked distant, and in the corner he just looked like he just had a bit of a vacant look on his face. Like he almost just didn't want to be there. It was weird. Like he boxed about as he wasn't in any danger of losing. Like he dominated, whatever. But it was just a bit weird.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with Thomas LaManna anyway.
Yeah, like I get it. I
Looking
get
that way
it,
from
like, but you're never gonna get the best version of a fighter when you're fighting mismatches like that. Like he's been a 2-weight world champion. He's 35. Like he's probably rolled up there thinking exactly what's going to happen is going to happen. I don't really have to try. I don't really have to train properly. And you know, I've got my amateur coaching to do the corner for cheap, and I can just go through the motions and batter him. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, yeah, I can't be bothered to really overexert myself to do it. And that's what it was.
His jab looked good at least. I mean, well, his jab is always
Yeah.
going to look good.
Yeah. Like,
if he can throw it, it's going to look good.
yeah.
Especially against Thomas LaManna.
Jesus, what an awful matchup.
I have a feeling you don't really like the matchup between Charlo and that Thomas Cornflake LaManna battle.
Yeah, it's just pointless. It was just a pointless fight. But anyway, we'll move on. Like the whole saga with Plant and Charlo is stupid. They should have fought when they were slapping each other at press conference or whenever it was. You should have just made that fight. Stop messing about with these fights. I know Resendiz won, but not one person in the world was calling for Plant against Resendiz. And you should just make the fight. Make the fight, man. Make the fight. It's silly. We'll move on. Yoenli Hernandez beats up Kyron Davis for 10 rounds. Yeah, pretty much. I think he looked really good. He looks big at middleweight. He looks strong. He can obviously punch. I think the one area he needs to improve is punch variation, and he needs to vary his speed and power. But apart from that, he looked really good.
You know, like he kind of fights the opposite of the typical Cuban, and that's probably why he's good. Pretty much.
But now he needs to dial in a little bit of Cuban and not punch with 100% power at every punch.
Yeah.
I mean, he calm down a little bit.
I mean, he did a lot of like good work, like a lot of different areas. I mean, like he fought well on the back fought well up close, and then he pushed David's back a bit. Like, well, Davis didn't do a lot, really, did he? But I mean, that was more down to Hernandez. I mean, like he was countering well, and his jab is so hard, and all of his punches are so hard. You know, he didn't want to take the risk, and fair enough.
And because a certain someone in the corner was shouting at him to not get stopped for half the fight.
Well, his fighters didn't have a good card anyway, did
what
they?
a trainer he is, by the way.
Genuine question. When was the last time he got a win? Like a win on TV? Because who was it got battered by Sayers? J-Rock, yeah. And in that fight, they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll basically box to survive." Like this fight, they were just boxing to survive. The Plant fight towards the end, they were just boxing to survive. Like I don't know what's going on there, but it's not nice. That I just don't know what's happening.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but you know his record isn't great. Recently, at least, anyway.
Yeah, recently. But yeah, like I think that's the main point of Hernandez. Like, vary your power and vary your speed, and you'll become a lot better. And I think he would have stopped Davis if he just varied a little bit.
Yeah, because I look at that combination. He set him down with a jab.
Yeah,
that's the good thing about throwing combinations. It's like, yeah, they can deal with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's not easy to deal with that many punches coming towards you. Well, he didn't even see that jab coming. That's why he went down from it. Yeah,
it was like the first time in like nearly 10 years he had been dropped.
Yeah, I mean, well, other than those two things, really, I mean, like it was pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, he is a pretty good fighter, isn't
Yes.
Yeah.
he? You know,
Hey,
gonna put a bit of
make middleweight lively again, please.
yeah, maybe like him against Janivek. That was a good fight.
Oh, please, please, God.
I don't think any non-champion at middleweight beats him at this point.
Yeah, it's like he's took the step up, and it's a massive step up. But like he was ranked, well, in our rankings, Karen Davis was ranked number 6. I mean, like you, like, I mean, it's just champions after that, isn't it? Really, or Chris Eubank Jr.
He beat Eubank right now.
Oh well, Eubank wouldn't fight him.
Yeah, obviously, but I just got box rec up. Like, there's Lara, Janabek, Adames, then you got Eubank, McKenna, Amo, Aaliyah, Michael Zarafa, Mosley, Cesar Mateo Tapia, Chikazian, Kunamoyo. Like, there's no one. Like,
Yeah, you're just naming them. I was just thinking in my head, like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
you know what would be very PBC?
Something about someone coming up, him fighting like
Yeah.
Jamel Charlo or something. I don't bloody know.
No, I know they won't do that. He'll fight someone like J Rock or someone like Brian Mendoza. That would be very, very PBC.
We do not want that.
I know we don't, but Al can do what Al wants. You think that Hernandez against J Rock on sort of an undercard somewhere won't happen? That's very PVC. But yeah, he looked really good. He is a very, very good fighter. It's weird. He doesn't fight like he did when he was an amateur, which is the weird thing. Like, if you watch his run at the World Championships, like, he's a different fighter. Now, he was he was fought on the back foot for a lot of those tournaments. And he can fight on the back foot, but man, that was really, really good last night.
Good. We don't need any amateur styles in pro boxing, especially the amateur style everyone uses now. Bloody hate it.
Yeah. The first fight on that TV card, Isaac Lucero just battered Omar Valenzuela, stopped him in the second round. There was a knockdown that wasn't called in the first. And yeah, all you can really say is Lucero can punch a bit, and he was willing to fight on the inside, but like Valenzuela really wasn't up to much, to be honest. Like from in the very first round, he got hit with something, and he didn't react very well, and you could just see like, yeah, this ain't going far. Yeah, he's one of these guys that's built up a resume of journeyman in Mexico, and Lucero, who's sort of done the same thing but at a high level, just battered him. So yeah, is what it is. But PBC, one thing you need to do, like you do need to start doing. Please televise guys like Camille Moten, because I don't like it's 2025. I don't know why you're not televising it. Like, he does numbers. He's a really, really good prospect. Just televise him, please.
Yeah, the amount of people who would tune in to watch Kamamoto. Look at his fight against, I can't remember his name.
Cuba.
Cuba. Right,
Yeah.
it's got like 3 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right, is that their plan? Just don't televise it and post it on YouTube. And get loads of views. I mean, it'll get loads of views anyway. Like the Cuba fight was on YouTube. They showed it on YouTube. Yeah, that's also they don't have a YouTube platform to show it either. Because they have Amazon Prime now.
They've got their own YouTube channel, PBC one.
Yeah, but I don't think they do those type of YouTube streams anymore. Alright, Showtime. That would have been. They would have had like yeah, they would have had some prelims. Right. Well, I haven't even watched this fight. I haven't even watched Carl Moten's fight.
I haven't either, because it was like streamed on an Instagram, like horizontal, like just the vertical, sorry, just awful. Like, I don't want to watch someone about 8 rows back from the ring filming on an iPhone 5, like doing it on an Instagram stream that he's dropping out. Like, just please, just even if it's just like they have the one camera that shows like the base camera for the whole ring. Even if you just film it on that and put it out with no commentary, like just do something, man. People want to watch this kid. But anyway, there's a couple of other fighters on there that won that we don't know about because we can't watch them. And they're going to get to 20-0 one day, and nobody would have ever seen them fight apart from people that get to the arena at like 2:00 in the afternoon. So yay. We'll move on to Friday. We'll stay in Vegas, I think. Bektamir Melikuziev beats DFG via really, really fun unanimous decision. Knocked down in the 12th round, sealed it for Melikuziev for me. I think the cards were about right, 114, 112. But yeah, it was a really, really fun fight. Swung back and forth and was really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I also had it 114, 112. I don't think it was like the hardest fight to score. I think like I imagine everyone would have scored the rounds the same. Well, I don't know how the judges, what exact rounds they gave, but I mean, if we came to the same score, we must have scored the same rounds. Yeah, it's just like what lost Fulghum in that fight was the balance and the fact that his head just kept getting snapped back so much from back shots. It was a bad look, and his balance is terrible.
You could have probably took that punch in the 12th round if he just knew how to stay on his feet properly.
Yeah,
I knew
it was like
take a stance properly.
Yeah, it was like bad balance, bad footwork. That got him dropped. Like if he was like set, like he's being able to take that punch. He has a foundation to take that punch.
He took them all night. So.
Yeah, Beck just had more in his tool bag, I guess. With a much better footwork. Really, like
The thing with him, that's 2 fights in a row where his face is a mess.
Yeah, maybe he might just be one of those guys that marks up easily. And scar tissue. I mean, he's gonna cut like every fight now, but if he gets hit, that is. Like, he has a lot of scar tissue. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun.
Like, never really thought Fulghum was that good, but like just the recent fights from Beck is why I picked against him. Like, I don't know. I wonder how like Fulghum would do against like a David Stevens.
I think that fight will do a lot for him. It's one of those losses that genuinely are like I know it's like a same, but like he genuinely learned a lot last night. Like I think it was his first time doing 12, and like yeah, it's obviously the best fighter he's ever been in with, and yeah, he's still young. Like I don't think he's got like I don't think he's gonna like go and win world titles, but like in sort of fights like that at a level, sort of top 15-ish, I think Fulghum can be in them for a while.
Yeah, because like that was a massive step up for him, and like he was insanely competitive.
Yeah,
like a knockdown is really what lost him the fight, I guess.
Yeah, when he lost at 7-5.
Yeah, like without that knockdown, it's a draw.
No, because of the point deduction. I think because Beck lost the point in the 7th, and
yeah, but I scored it at 9-9.
Oh, fair enough.
I thought Beck won the round.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like competitive against, like, because Beck is like top, I don't know, top something.
Yeah.
Like the
Well, he's
division's
top
not
one
great.
now.
But,
He's top one with a WBA now because that was the WBA final eliminator.
yeah,
So yeah, Bekdamir Melikuziev against Jose Armando Resendiz for the world title. Brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah. It was a fun fight. But yeah, I don't think Beck's gonna. Well, he might be Resendiz, but I don't see him in the top there. To be honest. Eric Priest beat Luis Arias in this undercard. I had it on, but like it was just the fight that passed me by. I just don't want to watch Luis Arias fight in 2025, and he lost wired, and that was probably about right. Joshua Edwards won, stopped the guy that could barely throw a punch properly. And that was about it for this undercard. Grant Flores won. Pacheco won. Griffiths won. Like, it's just a golden boy prospect knocking people over, basically, for the rest of that undercard.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. We'll move to Mexico. Turns out Kalilko was ill in their first fight because my God, he battered Gallegos.
He was like that. Holy.
That jab was ridiculous. Like the first round, he just opens Gallegos up with a jab. He cuts him or breaks his nose or something, and Gallegos just couldn't get back into the fight, and that was it basically. Retired in the fifth or sixth. Can't remember exactly what round it was. I think it was after the fifth. But yeah, he just battered him. Gallegos just couldn't get inside, couldn't get to work, and Ko's jab was just timing every time coming in, and it just broke his face up, basically.
Yeah, I wish I knew he had that bloody thing that Virgil had. Oh, I mean, he explains everything, doesn't it? I mean, he looks so bad in that first fight. Like, why even fight?
Yeah,
You got that.
even Virgil didn't fight when he had them.
Like, that took Virgil to hospital. Like, no, buddy, don't fight with that. Like, and look at what he's doing when he's healthy. I mean,
I'm glad he got that back.
like that jab. Like that jab. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
I mean, he didn't even do anything that crazy either. Like, but he just had a great jab and put Gallegos on the back foot. Gallegos can't fight on the back foot. That's not how he fights. He couldn't really do anything. And even when he did get on the inside, he wasn't really having much of an effect because, you know, his nose is broken. The fight's kind of beating out of him. It's like, oh, bloody hell, do I want to go through all of this? Like, Ko took his beating. I was like, yeah, sure. Gallegos, I guess he didn't want to. Fair enough. And he quit, pretty much.
Yeah, I did call to quit in this fight. I just called it for the wrong person.
Yeah, so the wrong guy. It was obviously not going to
Yeah.
come from Bo. The amount of battering he took in the first fight, he's not quitting.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, it's like the bully got bullied and he didn't like it and got bad and quit.
yeah. Ko's a weird one, man. He's got these moments of brilliance with that jab, and then he's got these moments where he just looks awful. And I'm not even talking about the first Gallegos fight. Like, I don't know how to rate him at all.
It's like you can see like
I just don't know how good he is.
Yeah, like you can see like his tools. Like he has a really good like skill set, but he just doesn't always show it in the ring. And he might be a bit of an idiot. You know, so most fights. I mean, he fights like an idiot a lot, pretty much. Like when he could just do that to everyone he's been fighting, and he'd be like lauded. He probably would have a title shot by now, or at least be very close to a title shot. But now it's just always just rebounded against some guy that you probably shouldn't have lost to in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, now he's got to rebuild again. Like, at the very least, it's like great that he dominated him, didn't just scrape by win. Well, at least he battered him and made him quit.
Yeah.
Like, that will help. What moral of the story? Don't fight when you're got what I can't remember what it's called, but when you have it, yeah, when you got rhabdo, don't fight when you got rhabdo.
Don't do extended exercise. Don't do anything when you have rhabdo.
Yeah, like
Don't put your life on the line when you have rhabdo.
Probably not even meant to like walk. Probably meant to stay in bed. But no, this guy's tear up with a Mexican. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. But yeah, he looked good. He looked good. I don't know where he goes from here because I think it's difficult to really rate him. As I say, like maybe I don't know. Is Hot Rod a bit too far? Probably. I don't know.
I mean, he's got to step up eventually.
Yeah. He is like 28, 29 as well. He's not young, but yeah, it was a good performance from Kai. Moving on. We'll talk about this fight actually. Gabriel Gonzalez or Valenzuela or whatever you want to call him. He lost to Manuel Medina and got a gift decision. I'm just gonna like that was just a terrible set of cards. Medina just beat him up, and Gonzalez should never have been in that ring. Like I'm pretty sure he's still medically suspended in Puerto Rico. Like he should not have been in that ring, and he lost the fight, and he got extremely lucky to get the decision.
Yeah, why? It's been 90 days, I think, since he fought Matias, and that's the suspension thing after you get stopped.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, maybe a fight for like the day after, on the 91st day. Why is that being sanctioned? Why? And he looked terrible.
Why they put him in? Like, why are they putting him in for that? Like, it's either he's desperate for money or he's just an idiot.
I mean, he needs better people around him. That's what he needs. He needs better people around him. Eddie Hearn, you're a disgrace for actually letting him fight. As manager, you're a disgrace. Trainer, you're a disgrace. And, you know, like, look, fighters are going to want to fight. It's the other people's job to say, no, you just took a battering. Take some time out of the ring. You don't need to come back 90 days after. And it's not even like he took a battering from anyone. This is Matias. Matias hits like insanely hard. And he went quite a few rounds with him as well.
He went 8 rounds in a fight that probably only should have gone about 4.
Yeah. Like a sustained amount of punishment that he didn't need to take. And he should take more from, I don't even know who his opponent is.
A club fighter, basically. A Mexican club fighter.
The namesake of a 5-time featherweight champion.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It's dangerous. That's what it is. Dangerous.
Yeah. And then there's quite a few former or whatever champions on there. Adrian Carrera beat Johan Rubio by UD. This was at I think Carrillo weighed in at like 119. Like he won the fight, but he looked terrible. Adrian Carrillo. I don't think he's gonna do anything. Like he fluked a win over Nonchinga. Ended up punching himself out after about 6 rounds in the rematch. Got schooled by Edwards and looked for a way out on the cuts. And I think that's him done now at world level. Like he'll get opportunities because he's a former champion and whatnot. But I just don't think he's world level. He got very very lucky against Nonchinga. A weight drain Nonchinga, and yeah, I just don't see it. Like maybe at flyweight, if someone's looking for a quick defense, maybe they'll ring him up. Maybe they'll. Actually, what I think they'll do is they'll throw him in with Yanko Rivera, won't they? He's with Matchroom as well. So Rivera against Carrillo will get battered, and that'll be the end of him, I think.
Like maybe Matchroom could use him. It's like a step up for prospects. Yeah, like Rivera. What other? Do they have any other? I don't believe.
They'll find someone. But yeah, he's just not a world level fighter. He is exactly what he was before a Nonchinga fight. He is a decent Mexican club fighter who landed a shot from the gods. Mjat Medaliev just looked lethargic and uninterested against Luis Castillo. Then as soon as he really turned it on, he stopped him. That was about that fight, really. There's not much else to say on that fight.
I mean, I don't. He's not getting better. He looked worse to me, to be honest. He looked better in the Tapales fight than he had since the Tapales fight, and he lost the Tapales fight, and he didn't even look good in the Tapales fight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. In a way, in 5.
Like, I don't think he's gonna. I know he's gonna stop him like really quick because that's just not what he does at super bantamweight. Like, he's got to break these guys down a bit, but I mean, if these MJs showing up, like, come on, like, even saying that he's been ducking this guy, just fuck off. Like, he's not looking good.
He's been making 122 for a long time. He actually turned pro at I'm looking now. He turned pro. He weighed in at 128. Like he's had a long career at 122, and he's not had a lot of fights professionally, but he's had a lot of world level fights, and he's had a lot. Well, not world title fights. I should say not a lot of them were world level, but he had a lot of amateur fights. Obviously, a long amateur career, and I just think he's past his prime almost definitely. And in a way, he's just gonna dominate him. I just don't see what he has for Inoue. Like even this diminished version of Inoue, which he is now. Like
I generally don't think he wins a round off Inoue. Honestly, he looks horrible for years now. On top of him just being inactive, I honestly don't really care to see it anymore. It's gone down to like a Sam Goodman level for me. I don't care. It doesn't do anything for him to fight him.
It's just a box stick, really. Like
it's like get him to shut the hell up.
Yeah. And then if you look at Inoue,
okay, former unified champion. I was supposed to fight him for not undisputed, but the one of the 2 champions. Like, he was supposed to be folding him.
Yeah.
But he's the one who fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Which a lot of these fighters do when he's about to fight a fight that we want to see him in. They end up fucking up. Casemiro fucked it up, and then MJ fucked it up.
In fairness, Casemiro was slightly down to COVID as well. But yeah,
I'm saying, but like multiple times for Casemiro. COVID.
Oh yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. He was supposed to fight Butler for.
Yeah.
He would have fought Casemiro instead of Butler, and then we wouldn't have. People wouldn't talk so bad about those 2 fights being his undisputed, like the end of his undisputed run, being Butler and Tapales.
Like, I mean, in Casamaro's defense, I mean, I blame the British Boxing Board of Control for that.
Yeah, because they let you Ben do it, and they let Ben
Yeah.
do it, and they let all these other people do it. But when it's who's John Real Casemiro to the British Boxing Board of Control, you know, like it's
And
just
like
stupid. But
anywhere else in the world, he'd be able to use a sauna to make weight. Like maybe he doesn't know the rules. Like why would he search up being able to use a sauna or not?
his manager
Like, he
should
wouldn't.
know the rules. Like yeah, like it's just stupid, but it is. But it is what it is, man. Like Jesus, like I'd still rather see Casemiro than MJ. Like Casemiro's actually beaten someone recently. Like Sal Sanchez was decent, and he's just poleaxed him in a round. Like, you know,
The only silver lining with MJ was when he did throw, like his power looked pretty good. To be honest, I mean every punch was having an effect. I mean it still looked good, even if it was only against Luis Castillo,
he's fighting Luis Castillo,
which is 2/3 of the namesake of should be Hall of Famer.
He got battered by Tomoki. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. Also on this show, we've done a lot of this show actually. Christian Medina Jimenez got a run out. He won. He beat another Mexican club fighter in the second round, and he's going to be fighting Takai for the WBO title in September. So yeah, that should be good. Medina, like I said last week, Medina's a decent enough fighter. Just not. I think Takai probably beats him, but Medina's decent enough. Yeah. There's a couple of other bits we'll talk about. Yeah, we'll do it in this order. East Malima knocked out Koopman in South Africa to defend his RBO title. He needs a good fight now because he's basically going around the world beating unbeaten fighters, and he deserves a shot. Like he's a bit like Jorge Garcia Perez. He's not as good as Perez, but like he's taking risks and he's fighting guys, and he deserves a big fight. Basically, if you look at what he's done, like he's just going around fighting in the away corner, beating these guys, and he deserves something.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. I got him a stream.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it, but I got your stream because I was watching.
Yeah, because I was on
Champions
the wrong section of the website. So thank you.
I mean, it's weird. I was like an Austrian channel. I don't even.
It was
I don't
Croatian,
know,
yeah. It was a Croatian
something like
channel for some reason was showing that fight, but yeah.
I don't know. It's meant to be on Supersport, and they weren't showing
Yeah.
anything.
And yeah, this will tie into a bit of the news. But last night in Mexico, Julio Cesar Martinez comes back from his PED ban against somebody that looked about 3 weight classes bigger.
Because he was.
Yeah, he's fighting a featherweight.
He's a featherweight. Someone who got stopped by Espinosa in a round a few years ago.
12-4 and 1 going in. Gerardo Valenzuela Munoz. And Julio Cesar Martinez coming back off his head ban, injures his arm in the 8th round and just quits. And yeah, he's got to stop his loss to a journeyman in Mexico now. So yeah, the Reynoso camp takes another L. Embarrassing performance. I've put the video up on Twitter if you want to watch it. But yeah, Julio Cesar Martinez, embarrassing. I mean, if you're just looking down his record, like 1, 2, 3, that's like 3 no contests in like 10 fights or whatever. 2 lost. Like it's just embarrassing, man. Stupid. Like he's clearly a ped cheat. He's just not taking boxing seriously. He kept missing weight and whatever. Like just just get out of the sport, man. You're shot to pieces by the time you're 27 or whatever you were. But just get out of the sport. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, another
Oh,
another fighter from the Reynoso camp, Jaime Munguia, test positive for his fight against Bruno Sirac.
Seems to be a running theme here.
Just, you know, Reynoso fighters, just very interesting. So at some point we need to have a look into that. Because that Mexican beef is brilliant, apparently. Yeah, but you know, on a serious point, like nobody has any faith in anti-doping procedure, really. But like, what do we think is going to happen here? He'll get like a year ban or a 6-month ban. He'll say, "Oh, it was an accident. It was a tainted this, tainted that, whatever."
Canelo already spoke for him.
Yeah, he'll get 6 months or a year or something. Then he'll be back in a big fight, and it's, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and it won't happen again, and everyone will forget because that's what boxing is now. You know, there's no actual process, and like that was a British Boxing Board of Control fight, and we know how the British Boxing Board of Control responds to VADA tests with the Ben stuff, and UCAD responds to it, and it's just a mess. It's a whole mess. It's just all of it. It's just ridiculous. I'm sick of drug testing. I'm sick of all these people testing positive, and I'm just, you know, it's getting to a point where I just don't care because nobody else. Why should I care? Nobody else cares. The boxers don't care. The promoters don't care. The commissioners don't care. The sanctioning bodies don't care. Why should I care?
we need an interview with Eddie Reynoso. Not even to ask him about all the pedgies, just to ask him why he's so bad at cycling his fighters.
Like we know,
Yeah,
we know you do it. Just tell us.
Yeah, we know everyone does it, and they cycle and they don't get caught. Why is he so bad at cycling his fighters, and they always get caught?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like come to the chemist.
Nasty discourse.
Come to the chemist of Dr. Eddie Reynoso. We'll sort you out, but you'll get
Why are you
caught.
so bad at cheating?
Like you would have thought at this point, like they'd be perfect at it now, but no, he's useless. I mean, I don't even think he cares. Like, who cares?
You should have like 15 years of experience with this.
Right? No one, like none of the fighters really get any bans or anything really serious. He's like, who cares? Like, what's the point in cycling? Like, nothing really happens to them anyway.
Nothing happens, and there's not really much bad talk for more than like a month, and then people kind of forget.
Not even a month. Like with these type of fires, most people probably forgot the day after.
Oh yeah, everyone's moved on. They're talking about Plant now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Munguia found a drug test. That was last week.
Yeah. It's just sad, really. Sad state of affairs. But we know the WBA are going to do something about this because at their KO Drugs event on June 14th, they're dragging up a flyweight who's lost every relevant fight he's been in Andres Campos to fight a mid-40s Nonito Donaire for the interim bantamweight title. So got that to look forward to. I have no idea why that's happening.
It gets to a point.
Do you know you've got to rate the sort of is corruption the right word? But they've got some front because this fight's obviously been done for a few weeks. They've just announced it, and you know, they waited just in time for Antonio Vargas to get upgraded so they can make a new interim title for Donaire. Do you know how funny that is? Because Antonio Vargas got upgraded like last week, and now they've made a new interim title. Oh, why?
Just to make Donaire Vargas, because that would be his best chance at winning another one.
You know, they just want more money.
No, that too, but It's just disgusting. Milk these fighters till they can't be milked no more.
But yeah.
Pause.
Mirko Cuello is fighting for the interim title at featherweight in August in Libya, of all places. Which obviously means Nitball is not going to be fighting anyone. Yeah, it's depressing. Because Cuello should get his shot, but Nitball's fighting super bantamweights instead. Xander Zayas against Jorge Garcia Perez confirmed for July 26th for the vacant WBO title. At Super Welter. Decent enough fight. I don't know why Bruce Carrington's digging up some random Namibian to fight for an interim WBC title on the card. But yeah, there's also the Pacquiao Ugas card got officially announced.
Barrios, I fuck that up.
Pacquiao Barrios, yeah.
I mean, that's a good.
Yeah, Pacquiao Barrios.
Yeah, that's a good.
Well, it shouldn't be happening. They interviewed Pacquiao, and he looked old.
He is old.
Yeah, like he looked like a dad at parents' evening. Yeah,
He's old enough to be. He's probably not old enough to be Boris' dad, but you never know. I don't know how old Boris is.
I think he's 30. So
Pretty
16.
Pretty young dad.
16-year-old dad. I mean, he could be his dad.
Happens.
Although he looks more like his granddad.
Yeah. Pandora Zoo, we talked about that. Joet against Brandon Figueroa. I think if that's at featherweight, man, Joet's got a shot in that fight.
I think he's going to win.
Yeah, if that's at featherweight.
Figueroa's finished.
Yeah.
It's it was fun.
I mean,
and yeah, Cruz Fiero too, as well, which should be another war. So yeah, it's a fun card. It is what it is. Yeah, it's been a weird weekend of boxing. Very, very weird. Probably got an upset of the year contender in there. And yeah, there's loads of boxing next week. There's like 6 or 7 cards that we got to preview. So we'll be back this week to preview them. But yeah, thank you for listening.
See you in episode 61.